I tell you, sneaky fat, nasty. Sneaky fat, nasty.
Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I feel like I say that a lot, but here we are. As you saw in the last video, got a lot done on Rigo's car, so if you aren't caught up, go watch the latest video and you'll be able to see what we got accomplished. Got a lot accomplished, but next we finally got Rigo's new washer fluid reservoir in, so it's mounted up. All the brackets are back and the oil cooler is back mounted up. So if you're wondering why, if you haven't seen, it was on methanol before and they tapped the bottom of the tank when the previous shop did the install. So, and that's a large hole to cover up. So we went and just ordered a new one. We've got, let's see, I've got my front bumper support all back on, mounted up. All the brackets are on, good to go. So, that's right. Got the OEM Supercharger belt in today from the dealership. Also got thermostat, where is it? There we go. OEM thermostat in today. And we got some coolant. Now, this is the concentrate, so we're just going to mix it ourselves because why would you pay the same price for half of it when half of it's water? That makes no freaking sense to me when people do that. But we got some of that for Rigo's car and my car now. If you'll notice, on some Hellcats, some of the intercooler coolant is purple and some of it is orange, but when you pull it up on the dealer's computer, they actually say to use the same coolant. There's no difference. So, I don't know what the difference is between the purple and the orange. Both cars, these ones, one was purple, one was orange, but when the dealer pulls it up on the computer, when you look online, they're the same. So, I don't know why they make them different, but we're going to go ahead and just put the orange back in both of them. I do have a little bit extra. Those two are empty, but I've got 1 gallon that's already mixed up there. And then I bought 4 gallons of the concentrate, which will make 8 gallons, which hopefully should be enough because we didn't drain everything. But definitely the radiator is pretty low. Obviously the tank is low. And then we've got to fill the intercooler coolant back up. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm still waiting on my upper pulley, which has actually shipped out, so it should be here in a few days. But what we're going to go ahead and do is get the OEM Supercharger belt mounted up on the bottom side. That way we can get the accessory belt all tightened up and ready to go. And then all I have to do is when the OEM pulley gets in, then all I have to do is push the tensioner over and we can get the OEM belt onto the upper pulley and we'll be all set on the front side. So pretty easy stuff. Let's see if I can use my phone. It's pretty easy. You can kind of see. But anyways, you got to get the Supercharger belt on first because it's on the back side. So it goes around the back side. Hits, oh man, it's so hard to see with this freaking hose in the way. But it goes on the inside of an idler under this one. See the one you can see? There's one behind it. You can barely see it back there. But it hits that one, goes around the tensioner here, comes back up top, hits this idler here, and then goes back to the bottom pulley. So now we can put the accessory belt on, which is for the power steering and for the AC, I believe. So that's a skinnier belt. I've got it hanging on over here somewhere. So here is that belt. So now this belt goes on, and there's a little tensioner right here, and I believe that it's a 3/8 drive that you use to get that one off. So you can actually just stick the end of the ratchet into the tensioner down here, and that will actually, relieve the tension. Then that's exactly how you put the tension back on the belt. So that's what we're gonna do now. Alright, so you can see the other belt is on pretty easy. Like I said, there's a tensioner right there. You put the little 3/8 drive in there, move it over, get the belt on. I'll put a picture up of both belt diagrams if anyone with a Hellcat is wondering how the belts are supposed to go, but they're super easy. Obviously the fan is kind of an annoyance, it gets in the way, but you still have plenty of room to be able to get the belts on. It's not hard at all. So the belts are pretty much on. Like I said, once the upper pulley gets here, then I can move the tension over, put the belt onto the pulley, and that'll be good. Gonna go ahead and throw in the thermostat, because even with the hose on, you can still get to the hub. You just spin it to get to the next bolt, so it's pretty easy. So I'm gonna do that, slap the other cover on. The next thing would be, then after that, I can actually start putting the front bumper back on. All that goodness. Got the stock intake. That can start to go back on. That's super easy. Just a couple bolts here and there. And then the joys of putting the interior back in. That'll be fun. So, like if you haven't seen my other videos, I've got to put the rear panels back in. I never had them pulled out, but I have them pulled out now because it was easier to work in there. I did sell one of my Kirkies, and Kevin's actually going to take the other one. Someone asked if I would ship them, but I think they'd be really expensive to ship, and I've already lost some money on shipping stuff out. So I'm trying to sell the last little things I have local. So our buddy Blake from the track, he's actually going to take that one. Kevin's going to take this one because he might throw it in on a track day, maybe, just see the difference. I've got one tire, so I did get new tires. I'll make a video when the rest come in with the wheels. As you know, I got stock catted mid pipes. Seats are ready to go in. If you don't know, the sub enclosure is back in. Shout out James, brought me this little plastic piece to keep it nice and tight. But the sub enclosure is back in. I finally found carpet, so all that stuff is on the way. Like I said, Rigo's is pretty much done. I shipped off his PCM yesterday to Diablo, so we can get that unlocked. Once that comes back, it's just a matter of scheduling a time to tune it with Tim. So I'm actually put the little B Woody cover on. I need this bolt. Don't have this bolt. We got to find this bolt. But he wanted the filter cover on, so we got that. We got that on there. It looks a little bit cleaner. He did, when he was in Lubbock last time, we went to Mexico in Lubbock, he actually broke this little bumper support piece, which is actually the same piece that I broke in Oklahoma, getting it off the trailer. He did the same thing I did, actually. So this is the piece. So that's really why the bumper isn't back on. The bumper could go on right now, but we're waiting on this piece. He just ordered it. So once that comes in, his bumper can go back on, and then his whole car will be put back together. And then it's just a matter of time on waiting for the PCM to come back, and then scheduling a tune with Tim, and then we can take you guys for a ride along and do the whole data logging and tuning with Tim. And we may dyno the car. It's totally up to Rigo. He kind of wants to dyno it to see it, but I don't know if he'll show the numbers. But it's going to make some power. So he already upgraded the clutch, if you're wondering, because it is a 6-speed manual. He already upgraded the clutch to a McLeod 1200, I think. And we're going to be really close to the limits. I think he'll be okay because he's not going to do any dig racing, anything like that. Plus, it's winter, so he won't be beating on the car too much. But I think the car will be okay for rolls. But that clutch is rated at 1200 to the crank, and we'll be pretty close to that. But anyways, back to the dyno. He wants to start on the dyno, but I don't know if he wants to do it here in Amarillo, and I don't know if he wants to share the numbers. But it'd be really cool if he did. So it's up to him, but at least we'll get to show you guys kind of the tuning process, and we'll kind of get to take you along for a ride so you can feel how fast it is. And maybe we'll take Kevin to Mexico and see what happens, because they need a little rematch. I'm going to drop a video here of what happened last time. But between Kevin and Rigo. Rigo's obviously underpowered. Kevin's car is a little heavier, and Rigo's was underpowered, but we'll see. It'll be a good rematch. So, gonna put the thermostat back in, get this hose in, and I'll update you guys when the rest of the parts come in. But just a quick video. Spent a shit ton of money on this Mopar coolant. Some people say that it's the same coolant, it's just relabeled, but with me wanting to put the car back to completely stock, plus it was actually cheaper. So I think at AutoZone, this stuff's actually a little bit more expensive because AutoZone sells the Mopar brand, but it was actually cheaper at the dealer. So if you're wondering, go get it at the dealer. It's actually not that bad. But it is a little expensive. I think it's like 29 bucks a gallon for the concentrate. So remember, get the concentrate. All you have to do is get a jug or something to mix it in. It's 50-50. It's not that hard. It's pretty simple math. Pretty easy measuring. So that's what I would do. So just a simple update for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed that video. Someone's texting me. Probably Rigo. So if you haven't subscribed to Rigo's channel, make sure you do because he will be making a lot of videos once his car comes back. He just started his channel and then the car came over here to get some work done. So he's gonna have a lot of content on the car if you are interested in watching the Camel Cat, which it seems like people are pretty interested in this car. But that's gonna do it for today's video. Make sure you guys always comment, like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram and Snapchat at VanV39, and we'll see you guys on the next one.